the fragrance of the guest living as a song on earth. My beloved ones, you are here as guests of existence. But look at how you live. You live as if you are burdened, as if you are in a prison, or as if you are merely waiting for a train that is late. You look at this magnificent planet, the stars, the trees, the oceans, and you treat it with the indifference of a traveler in a dirty railway waiting room. You think, I will be gone soon, so why should I care? Why should I make this place beautiful? This is the mind of a miser. And a miserly heart can never know the divine. To be spiritual is to be a spendthrift with your love, with your joy, and with your presence. The myth of ownership. You believe you own things. You say, this is my house, this is my land, this is my life. But look closely. Before you were here, someone else called this land mine. After you are gone, someone else will claim it. You are simply a guest passing through. Existence has been incredibly generous to you. It has invited you to this banquet without asking for anything in return. It has given you eyes to see the sunset, ears to hear the birds, and a heart that can feel the thrill of love. And yet, you walk through this life with a long face, complaining about the service. Understanding that you are a guest is the beginning of freedom. When you know you don't own anything, the fear of losing disappears. When you know you are here only for a few days, the petty conflicts and the egoistic struggles seem ridiculous. Would you fight with a fellow passenger over a seat if you knew your stop was coming in 5 minutes? You would laugh. You would share your bread. You would look out the window together, making the moment beautiful. Osho tells us that because we are here, we must be here totally. We must be here intensely. The waiting room mentality makes you half-hearted. You are always looking toward the future, toward the next destination, and you miss the beauty of the now. To make this moment beautiful is the only true religion. It doesn't require money, it requires awareness. It requires you to look at a flower as if it is the first time you have ever seen one. It requires you to listen to a friend with your whole being, not just your ears. It requires you to eat your food as if it is a holy sacrament. When you live intensely, you leave something behind. Not a monument of stone, stone is dead, but a vibration of life. Osho speaks of leaving flowers and fragrance. What does this mean? It means that when you leave a room, the people remaining should feel a little lighter, a little more joyful because you were there. Your presence should be like a breeze that carries the scent of jasmine. The echo of the song. Most people leave behind only garbage, physical garbage, emotional garbage, the garbage of their bitterness and their unfulfilled desires. But a person who has lived like a dance leaves behind an echo. Imagine a great dancer. The dancer goes, but the inspiration remains. The way they moved, the grace they embodied, becomes a footprint in 24-karat gold for the generations to come. You may not be a professional dancer or a singer, but your life can be a dance. Your work can be a song. If you are a gardener, let your garden be so beautiful that anyone who walks through it feels the touch of the divine. If you are a parent, let your love be so unconditional that your children grow up knowing that existence is a friendly place. This is how you leave your mark. Not through ego, but through the sheer overflow of your bliss. The generosity of existence. We often feel that it is unfortunate that we are mortal, that we have to die. Osho flips this entirely. He says it is a great opportunity that existence has welcomed us. Think of the billions of souls that could have been, but you are the one who was chosen to breathe this air. Existence is not a cold, mechanical thing. It is loving, it is accepting. It welcomes you exactly as you are. It doesn't ask for your credentials. It doesn't care about your sins or your virtues. It simply says, here is a moment. What will you do with it? The only way to repay this kindness is through gratitude. And gratitude is not a thank you said with the lips. True gratitude is a life lived so fully that it becomes a prayer. Living intensely. To live intensely means to drop the tomorrow. Tomorrow is the trap of the mind. The mind says, I will be happy when I have more money, or I will be peaceful when the kids are grown. This is the dirty waiting room again. You are refusing to live now because you are waiting for a better now. There is no better now. This is it. Even if you are in pain, live that pain intensely. Even if you are sad, let your sadness be total. When you are total, something miraculous happens, the ego disappears. And when the ego disappears, the guest and the host become one. You are no longer just a visitor on the planet, you are the planet itself. The inheritance of the future. Osho reminds us that we are the inheritors of a great planet. We have received the songs and dances of those who came before us. We stand on the shoulders of the Buddha, the Christs, and the Zarathustras who left behind their vibrations of peace. What will the people of the future say of us? Will they say we were a race of ordinary people who lived in fear and greed? Or will they feel the echo of our songs? When you live with laughter, that laughter remains in the atmosphere. It creates a vibration that can remind a person 100 years from now that it is possible to be happy. Your dance can continue long after your body has returned to the earth. Dropping the miserliness. Drop the miserliness of the heart. Do not be afraid to learn. Do not be afraid to be vulnerable. Do not be afraid to fail. The only real failure is to live a waiting room life, a life of who cares? Care. Care about the smallest thing. Care about the way you walk on the grass. Care about the way you look at a stranger. Let your footprints be made of gold, not the gold of the bank, but the gold of a heart that was fully awake. Existence has opened its doors for you. Don't just stand in the doorway. Come in. Dance. Sing, and when it is time to go, leave the room cleaner, brighter, and more fragrant than you found it. This is the only way to live. This is the only way to be a guest worthy of this magnificent host. The alchemy of transformation from guest to host. My beloved, why do you settle for being an ordinary person? To be ordinary is to live a life of habit, a life of mechanical repetition. You wake up, you go to work, you eat, you sleep, and in between you complain. This is not living, this is just existing. To be extraordinary does not mean you must become a world leader or a famous artist. To be extraordinary means to bring an extraordinary quality to ordinary things. When you wash your hands, if you are totally there, feeling the coolness of the water, the texture of the soap, the sensation of the skin, that moment becomes extraordinary. You have transformed a mundane act into a meditation. This is what it means to leave footprints in gold. You are enriching the very fabric of existence by your awareness. The trap of utility. Our modern world is obsessed with utility. Everything must have a use. You ask, what is the use of meditation? What is the use of beauty? What is the use of dancing? This is the mind of a clerk, not the heart of a lover. The most beautiful things in life are absolutely useless. What is the use of a rose? You cannot eat it, you cannot build a house with it. Its only use is its beauty, its fragrance, its sheer existence. When you live a life of utility, you become a machine. You are only interested in the result, the profit. But the guest knows that life is not a business. Life is a play, what we call Leela. When you play, there is no goal. The point of the game is the game itself. When you dance, the point is not to reach a certain spot on the floor, the point is to dance while the music is playing. If you are always looking at the finish line, you miss the entire journey. And since the finish line of life is death, why are you in such a hurry to get there? The courage to be joyful. It takes immense courage to be happy. Anyone can be miserable. In fact, society rewards misery. If you are sad, people will sympathize with you. If you are depressed, people will give you attention. But if you are dancing in the street, if you are laughing for no reason, they will think you are mad. They will try to pull you back into their waiting room of gloom. To be joyful is a rebellion. It is a statement that you refuse to be crushed by the weight of the world. It is a declaration that you have found a treasure within yourself that is independent of outside circumstances. Osho often says that a man who is happy is a dangerous man because he cannot be controlled. You cannot frighten a happy man. You cannot bribe him. He has already found what everyone else is looking for. This joy is the fragrance that lingers after you are gone. It is a gift to the future, a proof that life is not a tragedy but a celebration. The responsibility of the inheritor. We are the inheritors of a great legacy. Think of the millions of years of evolution that have gone into creating your consciousness. Think of the stars that exploded to create the atoms in your body. You are not a small, accidental thing. You are the culmination of a cosmic process. When you leave the waiting room dirty, you are being ungrateful to the stars. You are being ungrateful to the ancestors who struggled so that you could have this moment. Every time you choose consciousness over unconsciousness, you are honoring that legacy. Every time you choose love over hate, you are polishing the 24-karat gold of the human spirit. Don't be a beggar in life. You are a prince who has forgotten his kingdom. The kingdom is here, now, in this very breath. Don't wait for another life, another world, or another train. This planet is not a transition, it is the destination. The eternal presence. Even when the guest leaves, something remains. We call it vibrations. Have you ever walked into a room where a great saint has lived? Even if the saint is long dead, the walls seem to hum with a certain peace. Have you walked onto a battlefield where thousands died in anger? The very soil feels heavy. You are creating a vibration right now. What kind of vibration is it? Is it one of anxiety and greed? Or is it one of silence and grace? Life so totally that when you die, death itself is a celebration. Let your life be so full that there is nothing left to die. If you have lived only half-heartedly, you will be afraid of death because you haven't yet lived. But if you have lived intensely, if you have squeezed the juice out of every moment, you will welcome death as a well-earned rest, a return to the host. The final song. The music of existence is playing. The invitation has been sent. You are already at the party. Now, the only question is, will you sit in the corner and worry about the departure time, or will you join the dance? Make this moment as beautiful as possible. Not because you have to, but because you can. Because it is your nature to be beautiful. Because the host is watching, and the host loves nothing more than a guest who truly enjoys the stay. Be a song. Be a fragrance. Be a footprint of gold. And remember, you are loved by the whole. The trees are happy you are here. The wind is glad to touch you. The earth is honored to carry your weight. Repay that love by being the most vibrant, most conscious version of yourself possible. That is the only mark worth leaving. That is the only way to truly belong.